Hello, I am Nurul Athar, PMP, CPHIMS and HIMSS certified, and welcome to my presentation on CPHIMS Exam Prep chapter Clinical Informatics, also known as Medical Informatics or Health Informatics. First, we'll see some definitions. What is data mining? Data mining is the process of collecting usable information from large data set, which is known as big data. In this process, one or more software will be used to analyze these large raw data sets. What is text mining? Which applies data mining technique to mostly unstructured textual data. What is big data? Which describe large and re-increasing volumes of data adhere to following attributes. Volume, ever increasing amounts. Velocity, quickly generated. Variety, many different types. And veracity, from trustable sources. Now we'll see what is data warehouse. Data warehouse is a large centralized repository of data that contains information from many sources within an organization. The collected data is used to guide business decisions through analysis, reporting, and data mining tools. Okay, this diagram represents about data warehouse. There is a data source, staging area, warehouse, data mart, and users. Now we'll see what is data mart. Data mart is a subset of data warehouse oriented to a specific business line. Data marts contain repository of summarized data collected for analysis on a specific section or unit within an organization, for example, sales department. Now we'll see what is machine learning. A core methodology in data analysis and data analytics is machine learning, which are of computer science that aim to build systems and algorithms that learn from data. Okay. There are two main categories of machine learning algorithm: supervised and unsupervised. Let's see what is supervised. Algorithms learn to predict known output that they learn from training data and have their effectiveness evaluated on set data. Unsupervised. The aim is to find naturally occurring pattern or grouping within the data. There are several different tasks for which machine learning is used. For classification, predict class from one or more element of data. Regression, predict numerical value from data. Clustering, group items together. Density estimation, find statistical values. Dimensionality reduction, reduce many to few features. The typical steps taken in machine learning application include: collect data, prepare input data, get in usable format and clean. Analyze input data. If supervised learning, train algorithm, test algorithm, use algorithm. Now we'll move to next, the science of learning from data. The science of learning from data. It studies the methods involved in the analysis and processing of data and propose technology to improve methods in evidence-based manner. What is data scientist? A person who is better at statistic than software engineer and better at software engineer than any statistician defined by Don Ho. Clinical data structure forms structured and unstructured. Structured example image, lab result, etc. An unstructured example textual notes including clinical narratives, reports and other types of documents. Now let's see what is IBM Watson Healthcare. IBM Watson Healthcare was created to help solve some of the world's most pressing health challenges through data, analytics and artificial intelligence AI. By combining human experts with augmented intelligence, IBM Watson help professionals and researchers around the world translate data and knowledge into insight to make more informed decisions about care in hundreds of hospitals and health organizations. Now we see process of data analytics. Okay. Data source, clinical data source. Data source can be like clinical record data, genomic data, financial data or administrative data. Okay. Then extraction, extract, organize, normalize, match. Statistical processing where we use machine learning or statistical inference, and prediction output like descriptive, predicative or prescriptive. Now let's see what is data provenance. Data provenance is a technique that describes the history of digital object in data. In data settings, it can be used to deliver auditability and transparency and to achieve trust in software system. Now see what is business intelligence. Processes and technologies used to obtain timely, valuable insight into business and clinical data. What is precision medicine? Precision medicine is medical model that proposes the customization of healthcare with medical decision, treatment, practice or product being tailored to a subgroup of patients instead of one drug fit all model. Now see value-based care. In healthcare industry, pay for performance, also known as value-based purchasing, is a payment model that offers financial incentive to physicians, hospitals, medical groups and other healthcare providers for meeting certain performance measures. What is Health Information Exchange? HIE. Electronic Health Information Exchange allows doctor, nurse, pharmacist, other healthcare providers and patient to appropriately access and securely share a patient vital medical information electronically, improving the speed, quality, safety and cost of patient care. Now see what is decision tree. A decision tree is a decision support tool that uses tree-like model of decision and their possible consequences, including chance, event, outcome, resource cost, and utility. It is one way to display an algorithm that only contains conditional control statements. Decision trees are commonly used in operational research, specifically in decision analysis, to help identify a strategy most likely to reach a goal, but are also popular tools in machine learning. Now let's see what is neural network. A neural network is a series of algorithms that endeavors to recognize underlying relationship in a set of data through a process that mimic the way the human brain operates. In this sense, neural network refer to system of neurons, either organic or artificial in nature. Now see what is deep learning. Deep learning is an artificial intelligence function that mimics the working of human brain in processing data for use in detecting objects, recognizing speech, translating languages, and making decisions. Deep learning AI is able to learn without human supervision, drawing data that is both unstructured and unlabeled. Okay. Clinical informatics is a science that defines how health information is technically captured, transmitted, and utilized. According to American Health Information Management Association (AHIMA), clinical informatics, also known as medical informatics, health informatics, and bioinformatics in some circles. However, the consensus is that bioinformatics involves the integration of biology and technology and can be defined as the analysis of biological information using computers and statistical technique, the science of developing and utilizing computer database and algorithm to accelerate and enhance biological research. The definition of medical informatics is dynamic due to rapidly changing nature of both medicine and technology. The following are three definitions frequently cited. Scientific field that deal with resources, devices, and formalized method for optimizing the storage, retrieval, and management of biomedical information for problem solving and decision making. Application of computers, communication, and information technologies system to all field of medicine, medical care, medical education, and medical research. Third, understanding skills and tools that enable the sharing and use of information to deliver healthcare and promote health. Healthcare informatics includes subfields of clinical informatics, nursing informatics, consumer health informatics, public health informatics, dental informatics, clinical research informatics, bioinformatics, veterinary informatics, pharmacy informatics, and imaging informatics. Clinical informatics is a combination of information science, computer science, and clinical science designed to assist in management of processing of data, information, and knowledge to support the practice and delivery of clinical care. The field of clinical informatics covers the following activities: medical data mining, electronic medical records, electronic health records, clinical decision support system, hospital information systems. Now see what is nursing informatics. Nursing informatics is a specialty of healthcare informatics which deal with support of nursing by information system in delivery, documentation, administration, evaluation of patient care, and prevention of disease. Nursing informatics is the integration of nursing, its information and information management with information processing, communication technologies to support the health of people worldwide. Nursing informatics is a specialty that integrates nursing science, computer science, information science to manage and communicate data, information, and knowledge in nursing practice. Now see what is consumer health informatics. Consumer health informatics is a branch of medical informatics that analyzes consumer need for information, studies and implement method of making information accessible to consumer and models and integrate consumer preference into medical information systems. Consumer health informatics (CHI) provide patient and healthy consumers with the e-health tools, skills and support they need to better manage their health decision. Example for CHI tools are website providing self-care information, in internet-based disease management tools, telemedicine, personal health records, PHR, online support, group, etc. Now see what is public health informatics. Public health informatics has been defined as the systematic application of information and computer science and technology to public health practice, research and learning. Public health informatics is distinguished from health informatics by emphasizing data about population rather than that of individual. The activities of public health informatics can be broadly divided into collection, storage, and analysis of data of interest to the various activities of public health. Dental informatics. Dental informatics is the application of computer and science to improve dental practice, research, education, and management. Clinical research informatics. Clinical research is defined by the National Institute of Health as being comprised of studies and trial to human subjects that fall into three subcategories. First, patient-oriented research, epidemiologic behavioral studies, outcome research, and health services research. Let's see first patient-oriented research. Research conducted with human subject or on material of human origin such as tissue, specimen, and cognitive phenomena for which an investigator or colleague directly interact with human subjects. Patient-oriented research include mechanism of human disease, therapeutic intervention, clinical trials, and development of new technologies. Bioinformatics. Bioinformatics and computational biology involve the use of techniques including applied mathematics, informatics, statistics, computer science, artificial intelligence, chemistry, and biochemistry to solve biological problems, usually on the modular level. Research in computational biology often overlaps with system biology. Major research efforts in field include sequence alignment, gene finding, genome assembly, protein structure alignment, protein structure prediction, prediction of gene expression, and protein interaction, and the modeling of evolution. Veterinary informatics. Veterinary informatics applies information technology to healthcare. Veterinary informatics and the larger field of medical informatics is often called healthcare informatics or biomedical informatics and form part of wider domain of e-health. Pharmacy informatics. Pharmacy informatics drive the delivery of medicine-related information and knowledge throughout the clinical knowledge life cycle. And imaging informatics. Imaging informatics, also known as radiology informatics or medical imaging informatics, is a subspecialty of biomedical informatics that aims to improve the efficiency, accuracy, usability, and reliability of medical imaging services within the healthcare enterprise. Now we'll see the difference between healthcare informatics versus nursing informatics. Healthcare informatics. It is a very basic level, the use of information technology to improve patient care. It also covers the broad overarching discipline informatics and deal with application of technology to all areas of healthcare, from education to research to administration. Nursing informatics. Nursing informatics is geared toward nurses who want to improve patient safety through use of computer science, information technology, and nursing science. Medical informaticians are active in bioinformatics and other fields not strictly defined as healthcare. These include architecture for electronic medical records and other health information systems used for billing, scheduling, or research, decision support system in healthcare, messaging standard for exchange of information between healthcare information system, example through use of HL7 data exchange standard. These specifically define the mean to exchange data, not the content. Controlled medical vocabularies such as standardized nomenclature of medicine, clinical terms, isnomedicity, or logical observation identifier names and code line used to allow standard accurate exchange of data content between system and providers. Use of handheld or portable device to assist provider with data entry, retrieval, or medical decision making. Medical informatics. Medical informatics emphasizes information brokers, the sharing of variety of information back and forth between people and healthcare entities. Example of medical information that need to be shared. Lab result, X-ray result, vaccination status, medication allergy status, consultants notes, and hospital discharge summaries. Medical informatics harness the power of information technology to expedite the transfer of analysis of data, leading to improved efficiencies and knowledge. The field also interfaces with other fields such as the clinical science, computer science, library science, and public health science to mention a few. Health information technology (HIT) interface with many important functions in health organizations and serve as a common thread that facilitates these functions. This is information technology and how it's interact with other systems. IOM, Institute of Medicine, one of the leading organizations in the United States to promote health information technology is the Institute of Medicine. IOM cites 12 information technology applications that might narrow the quality CAHIMS web-based personal health records, patient access to hospital information systems to access their lab and X-ray reports, access to general health information via the internet, electronic medical records with clinical decision support. Number 5, pre-visit online histories, inter-hospital data sharing, e.g. lab result, health information exchange. Number 7, information to manage population using patient registries and reminders. Number 8, patient-physician electronic messaging. Number 9, online data entry for patient for monitoring, e.g. glucose results. Number 10, online scheduling. Number 11, computer-assisted telephone triage and assistance, nurse call centers. Online access to clinician or hospital performance data. Now we'll see health interoperability. Interoperability is the ability of different information system, devices, and application system to access, exchange, integrate, and cooperatively use data in coordinated manner within and across organizational, regional, and national boundaries to provide timely and seamless portability of information and optimize the health of individual and population globally. Health data exchange architectures, application interface, and standards enable data to accessed and shared appropriately and securely across the complete spectrum of care within all applicable settings and with relevant stakeholders, including by the individual. Now the HIMSS 4 level of interoperability: foundational level, structural level, semantic level, and new organizational level. Foundational level, level 1, establishes the interconnectivity requirement needed for one system or application to securely communicate data to and receive data from another. Structural level 2 defines the form and syntax and organization of data exchange, including at the data field level for interpretation. Semantic level 3 provides for common underlying models and codification of data, including the use of data elements with standardized definition from public available value sets and coding vocabularies, providing shared understanding and meaning to the users. And fourth one is new, organizational level 4 includes governance policy, social, legal and organizational consideration to facilitate the secure, seamlessly and timely communication and use of data both within and between organization, entities and individuals. These components enable shared consent, trust and integrated end-user processes and workflow. Interoperability is the ability to communicate and exchange data accurately and efficiently across different information systems and software. Interoperability is important to create better workflow, quality, safety, efficiency when delivering healthcare. Time is saved by reducing the need to contact other facility to receive health information. Access to health data is available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. No health information will be hidden or missed due to miscommunication. All information is available to all authorized personnel. Missing information could result in misdiagnosis or delay in treatment, less chance of unnecessary repeated tests or procedures. Data messaging standards in interoperability. Data and messaging standards are mutual and consistent ways to record health data. These standards provide rules, guidelines, and technology in which healthcare providers use to record health data. For information to easily exchange, it must be structurally uniform and use the same data dictionaries. Without this consistency in the vocabulary, it would be impossible for a system to communicate and exchange data accurately and seamlessly. Now we see what is data standards and data dictionaries. Data standards are the agreed upon specification for the values accepted for specific data needs. Defining what to collect, deciding how to represent what is collected, and determining how to encode the data for transmission are key elements in standardization. Interoperability within healthcare organizations is dependent on a uniform collection of data organized in standardized format. Structured data enhance the flow of information into electronic health records. Data dictionaries provide a list of names, definitions, and attributes of data element to captured in an information system or database. Expected meaning and representation of data are used within a defined context of data element within a data set. Typical data dictionaries contain the following information: list of data elements collected in individual health records, definition of data elements, description of attributes of each data element, specification for the size of data field in information system, location where data is stored. Data dictionaries also provide metadata or information about data. Metadata may include other attributes or characteristics such as length of data element, data type, alphanumeric, numeric, date, special symbols, data frequency, mandatory or not, allowable values are constant, originating source system, data owner, data entry date, when data element is no longer needed. Now see benefit of data dictionary. Data dictionary promote data integrity by supporting the adoption and use of consistent data elements and terminology within health IT system. An established data dictionary can improve reliability, dependability, and trustworthiness of data use, and the benefit include improved data quality, improved trust in data integrity, improved documentation and control, reduced data redundancy, reuse of data, consistency in data use, easier data analysis, improved decision making based on better data, simpler programming, enforcement of standards. Now we'll see interoperability in data standards. Standard clinical terminologies supply the framework in interoperability in health information to exchange data in a uniform format that can be integrated easily. Incorporation of clinical terminology into EHR system is an important step in the creation of information system capable of monitoring quality and driving the practice of evidence-based medicine. Semantic standards are concerned with preserving the meaning of data as it's sent from one organization or system to another by ensuring that consistent codes are used or the codes are translated correctly. Message data transfer, storage, capture standards. Digital imaging and communication in medicine, DICOM. Standard for sharing radiology images and waveforms. Health Level 7 version 2, HL7 version 2. A standard for exchange of clinical, financial and administrative data. Health Level 7 version 3. It is based on reference information model RIM that support mapping of clinical concept and domain by allowing ability to certify vendors' performance and hence interoperability between different standards. The reference information model RIM is an information model for healthcare data developed by HL7 International based on Unified Modeling Language UML. The reference information model consists of a generic set of classes from which more specific health classes are derived. For example, subclass of class act include observation and procedures. Health level 7 FHIR FHIR. FHIR stands for Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources. FHIR combines the best feature of HL7 version 2, HL7 version 3 and CDA. CDA stands for Clinical Document Architecture while leveraging the latest web services technologies. FHIR is based on modular components called resources, and these resources can be combined together to solve clinical administrative problem in a practical way. The resources can be extended and adapted to provide more manageable solution to the healthcare demand for optionality, customization. Systems can easily read the extension using the same framework as other resources. FHIR is based on RESTful web services. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. REST is used to build web services that are lightweight, maintainable, and scalable in nature. Key difference between RESTful and RESTless web services. Protocols. RESTful services are REST architectural style. RESTless services use SOAP protocol. Business logic and functionality. RESTful services use URL to expose business logic. RESTless services use the service interface to expose business logic. Security. RESTful inherits security from underlying transport protocol. RESTless defines its own security layer, thus it is considered as more secure. Data format. RESTful support various data formats such as HTML, JSON, text, etc. RESTless supports XML format. Flexibility. RESTful is easier and flexible. RESTless is not an easy and flexible. Bandwidth. RESTful service consume less bandwidth with resources. RESTless service consume more bandwidth and resources. Clinical Context Object Workgroup CCOW provide a specific architecture to allow secure interoperability among varied applications. National Council for Prescription Drug Program NCPDP, a standard for exchange of pharmacy and prescription related information for online prescribing. It is used between pharmacies and processes to support common billing language for reimbursement. Open EHR, a standard that defines common archetype for interoperability. Now we'll see document standards. Continuity of care. Continuity of care documents. Clinical Document Architecture CDA, earlier known as Patient Record Architecture. Let's see continuity of care records. A standard that gives common coding mechanism for sharing important clinical information. Continuity of care document. An alternative implementation of CCR for organization implementing HL7 CDA. Clinical Document Architecture, earlier known as Patient Record Architecture. An exchange model for clinical documents such as discharge and summaries and progress note. It makes document both 100% machine readable and human readable. Now let's see messaging standards. Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers IEEE 1073, a standard for interoperability between medical devices, instrumentation and computerized HIS. Terminology standards. International Classification of Disease version 9, ICD 9, a standard that represents a set of codes for clinical diagnosis sometimes required for billing. International Statistical Classification of Disease version 10, a common standard to report mortality and morbidity information worldwide. Now we see logical observation identifier names and codes LOIN, a standard coding system that uses common set of names and code for identifying lab result to electronically interoperate laboratory and clinical informations. Universal Medical Device Nomenclature System UMDNS, a standard that supports universal nomenclature for communicating data about medical devices. Unified Medical Language System UMLS, a standard for mapping medical terms to common clinical concepts. Systemized Nomenclature of Medicine clinical term City. Most comprehensive multilingual terminology in the world, City can be mapped to other coding systems which help facilitate semantic interoperability and is highly granular or XNOR, provides normalized names for clinical drugs and link its name to many drug vocabularies commonly used in pharmacy management and drug interaction. Now we'll see the next standard, that is legal standards. Healthcare Insurance Privacy and Accountability Act HIPAA describe the laws, regulations and standards that govern patient confidentiality. For example, Healthcare Insurance Privacy and Accountability Act, HIPAA Privacy Regulation, etc. Now we'll move to next topic, healthcare metrics and KPIs. KPIs stand for key performance indicators. First, see what is KPI. KPIs are measurable values that show you how effective you are at achieving business objectives. Metrics are different than that, they simply track the status of a specific business process. In short, KPIs track whether you hit business objective targets and metrics track processes. How do metrics relate to KPIs? Metrics support KPIs. KPIs in turn support the overall business strategic goals and objectives. Now we'll see KPIs examples. We'll explore KPIs example in operation, finance, communication, internal, public health, emergency and care. Let's see first operations. Patient wait time, average number of patient room in use at one time, staff to patient ratio, bed or room, turnover, communication between primary care physician, proceduralist and patient. Now we'll see the finance, average insurance claim processing time and cost, claim denial rate, average treatment charges, permanent employee wages. In communications, number of media mentions, overall patient satisfaction, percentage of patients who found paperwork to be clearly written and straightforward. Internal, training per department, number of district events, patient confidentiality, number of partnership with advocacy group, public health, childhood immunization, number of educational programs, number of preterm births, emergency, patient wait time by process steps, time between symptoms onset and hospitalization, number of visitors, patient who live without being seen, and care, medication errors, patient versus staff ratio, patient follow-up. Now see big data in healthcare. Data warehouses store massive amount of data generated from various sources. This data is processed using analytic pipeline to obtain smarter and affordable healthcare options. Big data is unmanageable using the traditional software. We need technically advanced application and software that can utilize fast and cost-efficient high-end computational power for such tasks. This diagram shows data warehousing. In data warehouse, collect data from various sources, then it's moved to staging state where data is clean. Okay, and on this data we can do analytic like descriptive, diagnostic, predictive and prescriptive. And what will be the outcome? Improved outcome, a smarter and cost effective decision. So data warehouse store massive amount of data generated from various sources. This data is processed using analytic pipeline to obtain a smarter and affordable healthcare options. Big data is unmanageable using the traditional software. We need technically advanced applications and software that can utilize fast and cost efficient high-end computational power for such tasks. Healthcare analytics. Now see healthcare analytics. Healthcare analytics is the branch of analysis that focuses on offering insight into hospital management, patient records, cost, diagnosis, and more. The field covers a broad swath of healthcare industry, offering insight on both the macro and micro level. In general, we can divide analytics into four main categories of increasing difficulty. Prescriptive analytics, how many patients went to hospital last week? Diagnostic analytics, why did this patient go to hospital? Predictive analytics, which patient will go to hospital next week? And prescriptive analytics, these patients should get an extra treatment to prevent hospitalization. Now see descriptive analytics. Allow us to understand what happened historically and answer questions such as how many patients were hospitalized last week? What percent of patients dropped home therapy in the last month? What are the average bone mineral metabolism (BMM) laboratory values for the patient populations? Diagnostic analysis allow us to understand why it's happened and answer questions such as why did this patient go to hospital last week? Why did patient have home therapy? Why do patients not meet BM targets? Predictive analytics allow us to understand what will happen, creating predictions such as which patient will have the highest risk of hospitalization next week, which patients are likely to switch from home therapy in the center next month's BMM values for each patient. Prescriptive analytics allow us to understand what actions are needed to change the prediction, as in the following example. An extra treatment may help prevent the predicted fluid overload admission for this patient. A home visit from social worker may help prevent home therapy discharge for this patient. A different BMM therapy may help this patient with medication adherence issues. Now see what is ETL. ETL stands for extract, extraction, transform, and load. ETL. While working with database, it is essential to properly format and prepare data in order to load it into data storage system. ETL are three separate but crucial functions combined into single programming tools that help in preparing data in the management of database. Extract, transform, load each denote a process in movement of data from its source to data storage, often referred to as data warehouse. ETL tools examples: Informatica Power Center, Business Object Data Integrator, IBM FHIR Database, Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services. Oracle Warehouse Builder, Data Integrator. Pentaho Data Integration, Open Source. And Jasper ETL, Open Source. Now see management and analysis of big data. The huge size and highly heterogeneous nature of big data in healthcare render its relatively less informative using the conventional technologies. The most common platform for operating the software framework that assists big data analysis are high-power computing clusters accessed via grid computing infrastructure. Cloud computing is such a system that has virtualized storage technologies and provide reliable services. It offers high reliability, scalability, and autonomy along with ubiquitous access, dynamic resource discovery, and composability. Such platform can act as a receiver of data from the ubiquitous sensor as a computer to analyze and interpret the data as well as providing the user with easy to understand web-based virtualization. In IoT, Internet of Things, the big data processing and analytic can be performed closer to data source using the services of mobile edge computing, cloudlets, and fog computing. Advanced algorithms are required to implement ML, machine learning, and AI, artificial intelligence approaches for big data analysis on computing clusters. A programming language suitable for working on big data, example Python or R. Other languages could be used to write such algorithm or software. Now see Python versus R for data science. Python's suite of specialized deep learning and other machine learning libraries include popular tools like SCI, scikit-learn, Keras, and TensorFlow, which enable data scientists to develop sophisticated data models that plug directly into production systems or for statistical analysis. Now we'll see artificial intelligence in big data. Artificial intelligence helps generate actionable insight to not only improve treatment quality but healthcare organization efficiency. It is increasingly being applied to everything from data acquisition, interpretation, and the automation of repetitive tasks. AI also been used to provide predictive capabilities to healthcare big data. For example, ML machine learning algorithm can convert the diagnostic system of medical images into automated decision making. Though it is apparent that healthcare professionally may not be replaced by machine in near future, yet AI, artificial intelligence, can definitely assist physicians to make better clinical decisions or even replace human judgment in certain functional areas of healthcare. Emerging ML or AI-based strategies are helping to refine healthcare industry information processing capabilities. For example, natural language processing (NLP) is rapidly developing area of machine learning that can identify key syntactic structure in free text, help in speech recognition, and extract meaning behind a narrative. NLP tools can help generate new document like a clinical visit summary or to dictate clinical notes. Apache Hadoop. A more practical definition of the Hadoop ecosystem and framework is the following: open source tools, libraries, and methodologies for big data analysis in which number of data sets are collected from different sources, i.e. internet, images, audios, videos, and sensor, record as both structured and unstructured data to be processed. Now let's explore the last topic, that is career in healthcare informatics. By now, the majority of healthcare centers have moved to electronic patient records, which has created enormous possibilities in field of health informatics. This new and extensive digital data set has created unimagined possibilities for healthcare informatics professionals to analyze trend, make prediction, monitor outcomes, and in general improve patient health, delivery, and diagnosis. In order to realize the full potential of EHR and effectively analyze this newly available patient data, educated and skilled health informatics professionals are needed, and the demand is strong. Career in health informatics. Chief Medical Information Officer, CMIOS, are physicians who continue to see patients on part-time basis while spending the other half of their time designing and integrating IT systems for medical facilities, analyzing EHR and other technologies used in medical care, training physicians, and creating a strategic IT plan for their organization. Director of Clinical Information System or clinical IT leadership positions. A director of clinical information system typically manages a team of clinical information system staff and is charged with designing and implementing new technological solutions to improve clinical operation. This role is concerned with synthesizing data and optimizing information management in order to improve patient care and community health. This is a leadership role that requires strong IT knowledge, project management, and critical thinking skills. Application analyst. A clinical application analyst is a similar role that would likely report to the Director of Clinical Information System. Analysts typically help to bridge the flow of information between IT system and people. They assist clinical staff with IT systems, manage patient EHR, and integrate data. Data scientists. Data scientists merge and analyze data set from clinical trial, direct observation, EHRs, online patient networks, and biomedical research, just to name a few. In order to improve healthcare, personalized medicine, genomic, predictive analysis, and preventive medicine, patient monitoring, disease modeling, and mapping and EHR interoperability are some of the areas where data scientists are having a huge impact. Health informatics consultant. The job responsibility for this role can be depending on the specific need of the organization, but consultants generally act as a subject matter expert, advising and educating employees at all levels. In this role, you will often be tasked with developing educational programs, materials, assisting with EHRs, executing data analysis, supporting and consulting with staff, stakeholders, and external customers, as well as improving clinical efficiency and monitoring overall operation. Professor, Health Informatics. Education in another ongoing career within healthcare informatics. With a shortage of qualified professionals to fill the many job openings at health facilities across the country, teachers are needed to educate the medical and IT experts who may have an interest in informatics. Researchers. Researchers in the health informatics field look for new ways to utilize data and technology to improve patient care and delivery. As a researcher, you will also be constantly analyzing and mining big data in order to identify trends that may affect public health. Okay, that brings us to the end of my presentation. I hope you would have found this information useful. Okay, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and support me.